Hello and welcome back everybody to another great episode of the Geek Tech Show. Yeah. In today's episode we are going to be checking out the user review of the brand new Apple Mini. So this is the green version of it. This is how it looks like. It has a brand new feature out over here, artworks, that we didn't actually have before. And the biggest thing about this is that it is slim in size. It is small, like super slim, like the smallest Apple product that is available right now on the market. It is the Mini, but is this really the right one for you to get? You can see that in terms of size-wise, it is very, very small. But in terms of features, it is big. It features a camera, two cameras on the back, one camera on the front, and it has a beautiful Retina screen display with the highest possible resolution that is available ever on an Apple. Now you probably can go ahead to the site, read about all the specs and everything about this. There's a few things that you're missing out on this. So pretty much the biggest thing about this is that it is small and slim. There is a few downsides of it too. Now this is the all green version, and it is small, it is slim, it is beautiful. We can't deny this. The biggest problem that I have with this is one lack of a button over here, the physical button. That's coming from an SE. You got 1, 2, 3 different buttons on the side, on one side of it. I got speakers on the other side, and another button on the other side as well. And there is no buttons on the top. The downside of this thing, and I call it a thing, is that if you have motion sickness, this is not the phone for you to get. Because of the Retina display, it's not the same as the previous display, which was pixel based. The pixel based normal phone display is not going to get you motion sickness. This one will. So that is a bad downside to it. And this one is easy to use. It's fast, extremely fast. When you press on something, right away it gets in here. It's also good as a gaming device. You can play games over here. Reminds me of the PSP, by the way. And one thing I really dislike about this, if you got OCD, you're gonna hate this phone. You really will. And you can see right at the top this black thing right here that doesn't go away. So they give you extra resolution just a little bit on the top. But because of this black thing, it kind of like, it has this weird two horns from the side. And that is just weird. I really dislike that. So they could have just cut this off over here and take away a little bit of real estate space for you, and yet not make it look like this. You got the Apple logo on the back, as usual, and a really weird looking camera, which makes the cases for it really weird looking as well. Now, because of the charger, you gotta really get a brand new charger if you're coming from a previous iPhone for this one. This is one of the downsides of this phone as well. Now, altogether, it is a good phone for you to get because of its small size. The SE, the actual SE versus this one, is just a little bit bigger. But for twice the price, I'm not sure that it is actually worth the extra money. If you were thinking about getting one like this, understand that I actually dropped this right when I got this. Right on the floor with no protection and nothing happened. So it is pretty durable even without the actual case. It has apps, it has all kinds of features over here. But the biggest question is, should you get this for yourself? Let's find out. Go ahead and do up close and personal review of this. Oh yes, what do we have over here? This is the iPhone, brand new edition, and this is the 12 mini. Let's see how it compares to this one, the original mini, otherwise known as the SE version. And this is one from the iPhone original. So the first thing we're going to be doing is unboxing this, but before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Lots of cool tech reviews and other cool stuff on it. So first thing, do we really need the knife? I'm not sure. No, we don't. That was useless, really. Easy to open. So this is the green edition. Comparing it to the original iPhone SE. This is the gold version. And the biggest question, of course, is how comparable in size are they? It's supposed to be the smallest phone they make right now on the lineup. You get 100% screen here. Almost 100% screen versus the previous phone right here. A lot more real estate, but at the cost of potentially damaging the screen. But the screen's supposed to be super more durable than it used to be, because this used to be all covered with glass anyways, regardless. So what's inside here? MagSafe power cable, and that's it. This edition doesn't come with anything but the actual phone itself, which is kind of a bummer, because the original SE gave you so much more. In the original one, look at this. This is a different charger. This charger only works on the new kind of a system. So if you have a new Power Mac, you can charge it. If you have a USB one, this is not going to work. You need an adapter or a different kind of a charger. So already we are talking about an extra amount of money we have to waste on this new phone. This used to come with the phone itself. No longer is the case. So those are extras now that you have to buy from Apple, and yet the price is so much more steeper. And where is the top of the box? The box itself, small, beautiful, almost identical in the presentation and how it looks like. Now, let's check the weight. Four ounces, the original. 4.7 ounces, the new one. This green looks nearly whitish in some circumstances. The green itself, I'm not sure if I like it this much. I think the red edition might be the better looking one. Well, turning it on, all you have to do is to press this button on this side, and you can see the big difference with the screen. So let's check it out. There's about 4 inches of real estate, 3.5 by about 2. This is about 2.5, no, even less than 2.25, and this gives you about, this is a tricky one, I would say 4 3/4 of an inch, and this right here is about 5 1/4 of an inch. I still like the original. I'm not sure if this color is growing on me or not. It's kind of whitish in some circumstances. I'm sure you guys, if you're on the fence about getting this one, I'm not sure if this is the right move. This is really nice, by the way, on the side. But the problem with the back is that it has the glass here. And because it reflects the light off of it, it comes as off-whitish color and not really greenish. So because of that, I think I might actually have to get a different kind, like this one. And the first thing you see is hello as you start this up, and there's an info button right here. Press on the side, it closes it off. There's a few buttons over here, which is the volume. And I want this key here to be here, and it's not. I'm so used to that. Okay, swipe up to open. Swipe it up. Press on English, United States. And quick start. You can start this manually and set this up. So you have to go through your network, type in the password, or you can connect this directly to your Mac or PC over here. And you still have to have the Wi-Fi so you can get all the information out of this thing. Now if you want to swipe this with your phone, and you want to do this yourself, this is what you need, a SIM key right here. Just a little bit of pressure comes out. Pull it out, and you put your SIM card in here, and you put this right back in. And if you buy a SIM-free one, which you actually should, you would be able to switch the phone easily without having to go to the Apple service for you to do this. This is going to save you so much time. Same thing over here. Right away it doesn't open, you have to press a little bit harder in here. You see it comes out. The old one doesn't come out as easy as the new one. So this one is kind of stuck in here. So we need something much more sharper than this tool here to get it out. So if you can't get this out, you need something like a needle to get this out of here, if that is the case with if you have an older phone. Installing this phone, you don't even need an account or anything with Apple. All you have to do is just swipe this up. That's the first thing you're going to be doing. Next, press on your language, which is English, United States, and go down where it says Setup Manual. First thing you do need to do is connection to your online network. So let's go ahead and do this. Now it takes about a minute for this to activate, or even the last folders. It gets some information about your device and everything else, and about your location as well. So let's wait for that to set up. After it's done, it goes to privacy and data. Press on continue. You have a Face ID feature, no longer the fingerprint. You can press on setup later. Create a password. I like to create the most simple password. 2, 3, 4. And it could be easily guessed, definitely. So use anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now, next thing you have to do is you can restore from iCloud, restore from Mac or PC, transfer for iPhone, and even move data from Android. To skip all this, press on Don't Transfer Apps on Data. You can, this one is trying to force you to use the Apple ID to sign in, or you can make an Apple ID. If you don't have an Apple ID or you want to skip this, you just say don't have an Apple ID and press on Setup Later in Settings. Are you sure? And do this, don't use. And it still goes through the agreement terms and services. Press on Agree. Over here, Express Setting. You can customize it. Or just press on Continue. Keep your phone up to date. Press on Continue. iMessage and FaceTime. Not now. Siri. Setup later. Screen time. Setup later. Data App Analytics. Don't show. Tone equality. Got no choice here. See without or see with this. Let's press on Continue. Appearance, let's put on dark. Press Continue again. Zoom display, we can zoom all out. Let's put standard. And that's it. Welcome to iPhone. It took about a minute and 54 seconds to activate this. Swipe up and it is going to be downloading some of those apps right now. And it downloads pretty fast. That's because I have a fast connection. Or maybe it's going through the 5G. I'm not sure about that. But that is definitely fast downloads. If you're interested to see how fast it launches up, it goes into the gaming. And here we go. Pretty fast. App of the day. And pretty much you can see a lot of cool things in here. So what I don't like about this phone, pretty much the lack of that button over here makes it pretty hard to do things that I used to like to do. It has a few features here. You see, like it mimics the button itself, but it's different than actually touching the actual button. That's coming from the actual SE or somebody who is used to that. The whole extra features that are available for here take some time to figure this out and everything. It is just too sophisticated for me. And you can see here the details, like really nice. I do like the resolution and everything about the phone. That is one of the pluses about this. And when it comes to the actual pictures, you can see that it does take amazing pictures. That is true. You can't actually take the downside of the amazing pictures you're going to be getting with this phone. It is pretty good. And if you really magnify it, it's a lot of details. Really a lot. You can see his nose. And amazing details. Wow. I can hear him upstairs too. So you can see here, I'm floored when it comes to the details. I really like that. But when it comes to some other things I totally dislike about this phone. So the lack of the physical button makes it so much harder for me to do things, and I'm constantly looking for this button and it doesn't exist here. So that's one big thing, and if you don't care about the button, this is not going to be a big issue for you. Next thing I do like is the small factor size. I do admit I do like the being back to the small factor. It's not as small as the C, but this is still good. Now, one thing, another bottom that I don't like about this, it's this right here. You can see that it features a different charger. The C doesn't have this charger. It has the old charger, so it's compatible with your old devices. This is not. You have to have a special adapter to get this to use. The good thing about this, another good thing about it, is that you can see I'm looking for the button, doesn't exist. I'm actually doing extra steps here. Now, the good thing about this, the good thing is that this is pretty good. I dropped this on the floor, nothing happened, nothing. Didn't break, no scratch, nothing. So it's much more indestructible than the previous version, which was probably would crack without any covering to this. The screen itself seems to attract all kinds of dust to this, which is, I haven't had this happen before. Somehow every dust particle just seems to be moved to this. It's coming right in here. Very good. This version of it, the green, I'm not a fan. Really not a fan of the greenish version of this phone. One thing about this phone that is unique to this is that this is like a fingerprint magnet. Because this is all glass on the back, it probably is more prone to breakage as well. One of the other things I actually don't like about this phone is that altogether it has this one feature that is totally bad, and its ability to attract all kinds of dust to this. Not only that, it is also 5G enabled. It's hard to say that this phone is worth the money. $400, I would buy it. Maybe I would. $700 for 128 gigabytes. It's actually 850 almost. This is just a lot. Asking price for something I don't really need. Pictures with the phone. See, the details are just unbelievable, breathtaking. You can also see how right here it cuts off the image as well. Here it is, a live picture. And take a look. You can even see inside his nostril. That is just amazing. Picture quality on this phone is just unbelievable. I think the phone itself could be worth just because of that alone. This is one of the best features of it. So when you do this, you just press on it. You can press on edit. You can edit the whole entire thing here, and we can switch them around. We have all kinds of different things that we can do here. Highlights, shadows, contrast, brightness, black point. And we can just move this around and start editing and creating my own images. If you don't like it, what you have to do is just to press cancel. It's going to disregard all the changes. But pretty much this is a dream come true when it comes to taking pictures. So thank you so much for watching this thing, and I hope I earned a subscription from you to the Geek Tech Show, and if I did, make sure you sub and subscribe to the channel. So I actually give this a thumbs down, and why is that? Pretty much because the price is just way too steep. 2, the Retina screen makes me a bit dizzy. And number 3, why I dislike it is the actual lack of a physical button. It is really nitpicking. A few really simple things that I don't like about especially the 2 horns coming from the top. But it is a deal breaker for me. If this was selling for $500, maybe I would take it, but still, it still will make me dizzy. Do I need something if I'm going to be using it all the time that makes me dizzy? And do I really need to pay the extra warranty service and theft protection, including the drop thing for it? If I save $400, no. I can get the SE version, get almost everything this phone actually has, and be super happy. So the extra wide angle camera is not needed for me. I don't need it. I can get for this extra $400 a brand new camera body instead. So should you get this for yourself? The answer is probably not. I would wait until the next phone coming out and you can get this much cheaper. If you wait, the prices always will come down. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something new today and I earned a subscription from you. And if I did, make sure you smash and destroy the thumbs up button all the way on the bottom of the screen and leave a comment right down below. So are you gonna get one of those? Let me know in the bottom.